Hello, everyone. This is Doug Nelson with Precision Neuromuscular Therapy. And I had a conversation the other night with someone, and I've been thinking about it really ever since. And that conversation was about just the person was asking a little bit more about, my work and what I do and in the clinic and what I teach. And, I said I teach precision neuromuscular therapy. And this person said, "Oh, yeah, I've already done that. I had like a couple of weeks of that in school." And boy, I was just stunned. Like, um, okay, you had an introduction to this, but an introduction to something is not exactly delving deeply inside something. And he said, "Well, I mean, really, it's just like deep pressure on trigger points, right?" Wow, where to begin? It's so much more than that. And, I found myself being a little inarticulate in response to this because there was just a cascade of thoughts in so many ways. One of which is, think about it. It was an introduction to this particular approach. But as an example, if I say the word massage, what images do you get in your head? And remember, if you're watching this and you're a massage therapist, you're going to have a certain amount of images. What if you're someone from the public and your only image is perhaps you were on a cruise one time and you had a massage then? The temptation is to think, well, that's what massage therapy is all about. And like, wow, one of the strengths and weaknesses of our field is that there's a plethora of different approaches, each one appropriate, in different contexts. But for us, as in precision neuromuscular therapy, we are very much interested in problem solving. People come to us with very specific issues, and our whole thing is about having the tools, the skill sets to be able to navigate through really complex problems. And and that is not you just find a sensitive spot and press really hard on it kind of thing. So, one of the things about that too is the image that he has is through the lens of whoever this person's instructor was. So, so that knowledge of whether or not he might be interested in this is filtered through another lens, which may or may not be accurate. And this certainly comes up when people ask me, "Well, what do you think of so and so's work?" And what do you think of this or that? It's like, really, I don't know that I'm the best person to answer that unless I have had that experience, gone through the training, not just heard about it, but a more deep understanding of it. As I just tell people, I'm not knowledgeable about enough to have an opinion about that. So, and I certainly would ask that people who've never been to one of our seminars don't say, "Oh, that's about this," if you've never had that experience, right? So language is a really, really interesting thing that way. We use words as symbols, but again, the what we say is one thing, how it's received upon is something else, and that makes it much more complicated. So it doesn't, for us, it doesn't really convey the depth and the magnitude and the complexity of the work that we do. And honestly, that's one of our struggles is on the marketing side to convey that what we're teaching is not a modality. Modalities are like answers. The bigger thing is to what question? If if you do a fascial approach, that is to assume that fascia is the answer to the question, the issue, that the person's problem is fascial in nature. Honestly, not every problem is. And in anything that you say, whether it's more structural work or more whatever, it's always those things are amazing when that is the source of the person's pain. The bigger question is, can we step back and look at that particular person in that particular context? And by what criteria are you deciding to go that way? That's really what we do. And once you get to that level, at a really high level, it's not like there are any right answers. It's just very difficult. But as long as you have a defensible response, that when I, especially advanced students, as long as you can tell me what you're doing, the reasoning behind it, what you expect to find, what would surprise you if you didn't find that. Who's to say? I think you're on your way. It's about having the tools to navigate those difficult waters. And, I think when people come in with soft tissue problems, if they were easy, we wouldn't call the problems, just like Einstein said about research. We wouldn't call it research if we actually knew what we were doing. So, so our who we are, as a group, as a culture, as an organization, is really built around this kind of confident humility of knowing that things are going to be difficult, but embracing uncertainty with a sense that there will be twists and turns, but we have the skill set to figure it out, or the capacity to know where to go look for more answers. And that really is what the PNMC portal is about, our online video resource library, and some really cool stuff is coming with that. And moreover, the community, the PNMC community, where we can go and exchange ideas and learn from each other. And that's what we're really trying to build here, is a deep and rich learning community. And for those of you watching and listening and who are already a part of it, thank you for what you do. Thanks for making a difference in the world. And for other therapists out there, if you are a problem solver, come join us.